We've always relied on growth. But growth means change. Something we're conditioned to avoid. So many people fear it. They pretend it isn't happening. But you can't prepare for change. It's inevitable. It just happens. So, you adapt.
The Governor of California is facing increased pressure to declare a state of emergency due to the overwhelming drought, which has been a cause for concern in the region. Temperatures have been rising steadily since October of last year, mirroring the water crisis which occurred in Cape Town, South Africa in early 2018. The drought is expected to move north, as hypothesized by Environment Canada, over the next 3 years. The Canadian government has been in contact with South African officials to instruct them on proper procedures as access to water becomes less and less of a guarantee.
Come here.
The representative of office has assured citizens that unlike the actions taken in
Still nothing.
Just relax.
Just relax. Already, eh? Thought we agreed. No beer before noon.
I didn't sign any contracts.
The guy came by again yesterday.
What do you want from me here?
Read it.
I know what it says.
Great. Let's talk. I have to do something.
It's just not natural.
Half of what's in our cupboard right now isn't natural.
That's not the same thing.
We can make it easier. Do you want this to be our last year?
Why do you act like it's up to me?
Maybe it is.
Morning. How'd the Manning trial piece turn out?
I hate it. I'm a terrible writer and it's terrible.
Isaac will love it. But you are a terrible writer.
Thanks.
Morning.
Willets. I shouldn't be telling you this, but Marcus told me that Isaac's cutting your story again. I just thought you should hear it before you look for it online. But please, don't make it seem like you know anything if he mentions it. Could get me in a lot of trouble with Marcus. You're a martyr, Bridget.
That's bullshit. It's been like a month since I've had anything published.
Maybe you did something to him.
I must have. I'm fucked.
Dude, just give him another story.
You're right. Since you hate yours so much, hand it over.
Okay. Next week, we're covering Trump's explosive exit from the White House. Marcus, that's you. What else?
If people are still interested in the Manning case, I've caught up with the victim's family.
Sure, if we have room for it. Bridget's section might run over.
Tyga's dating another Jenner.
Aren't we a public interest magazine?
And that is what the public is interested in. Let's see. Harper, what do you got going on?
Nothing better than that.
Anyone else? By 10 tomorrow, I need preliminary stories from all of you. Something with a little bit of meat.
Can we talk?
I wanted to have a word with you anyways.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like the last few weeks, I haven't had a fair shot for my stories to reach our readers yet. I've had a few pieces published, but it's been all fluff.
Harper, I like your stories. They're really insightful and you're a great writer. Maybe a little bit on the overindulgent side for journalism, but there's a time and place for stories like urban farming or the loosening of tobacco regulations.
So you want me to write about whoever else has sold their soul to the E! channel?
Like, I don't intend for this magazine to become Cosmo. Think about what actually grabs the reader's attention and holds them, what directly affects them.
Let me give you something to replace my story this week.
Do you have anything? Any leads?
A few things. I need time to research.
Fine. Last chance.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. This year, GenuGrow launched initiatives in over 30 countries worldwide. Through these initiatives, we're able to help effect positive change in the lives of our farmers around the globe, especially during these current difficult times. And today we are proud to continue that work with the unveiling of our newest product. We are almost ready to launch a line of modified seeds coated and infused with a patented chemical formula, which allows them to thrive in the harshest of conditions.
Could you elaborate on exactly how?
Great question, yes. The seed relies on far less water. The chemical formula reduces that necessity during the growing process. So the seeds are able to flourish in dry, less fertile soil, similar to the conditions they're dealing with just a few hours south of here.
So it's drought resistant.
We prefer the term drought resilient. We can't yet confirm an exact release date, but we hope to get them out as soon as possible. Yes?
How does GenuGrow intend to combat the competitive market in which other corporations? Hi there. I'm Harper Willets from Fusion Magazine. Do you mind if I get a statement?
I'm not here for that.
It'll only be a few seconds. Contextual stuff. Mr. Gorski referred to you as the lead chemical analyst on the project. Is that correct?
It is for the preliminary testing.
And how long have you been with GenuGrow?
5 years.
Did you join this project right away then?
Essentially, I got my doctorate and then the position sort of fell into my lap.
Lucky break for a new grad.
Well, I had a bit of an edge. Our initial testing was done in northern India, so my dual citizenship was sort of an asset.
India? That wasn't mentioned.
Oh.
Priya. Alice Carmine, Public Relations.
Harper Willets.
From?
Fusion Magazine.
Could I see your press pass?
Actually, I didn't have time to inform PR I would be coming.
Oh, no? Unfortunately, then I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Also, scratch any statements from Ms. Gill. She wasn't a slated speaker, so anything she told you would have to be off the record.
My apologies. I'm actually just looking for the washroom.
Aren't you journalists supposed to be observant? Just a little joke. The sign's over there. Have a good day.
Thanks for your help.
What's the verdict?
What's it look like?
You know what I think we should do.
Still got the corn.
Will it be enough?
Hope so.
You can't avoid this forever.
Yes, I can.
Well, that's mature. When are you going to put your family before your own pride?
What's that supposed to mean?
Just forget it.
Is this about Harper?
No.
Because she is the one who put herself before this family, not me. You still have that pamphlet?
Yes. Why?
I'll give it a look. It's not a yes, a maybe.
We're not on different sides here. We do what's best for both of us.
I know.
She called today.
Isaac? Thank you again for putting my story in.
No problem. For future reference, I recommend getting a press pass. Some PR rep just gave me an earful on the phone for publishing it.
I'll keep that in mind. Can I run something by you?
Shoot.
Last month, I spoke with one of the chemical analysts who worked on the seeds. Something seemed off.
Okay. Were you thinking of doing a follow-up?
Yeah, I was.
I'm not sure. The whole story? I think people are kind of done.
But it's an important issue.
No, actually, it was last month's important issue.
Right. I'll figure something out.
Harper, I like what you gave me this month, but don't get too comfortable. Consistency is key.
Hi, Miss Gill.
Hello?
Harper Willets. We met at the press conference last month.
Yes, nice to see you again.
Thanks. I'm doing a follow-up. I wanted to ask you a few questions.
Right now isn't good.
I'll keep it short. Promise. I tried to do research on your preliminary testing, but there's barely any evidence GenuGrow was ever in India. Why is that?
I shouldn't have mentioned that. It's really not important.
But why isn't there any information? If it's a federally subsidized program, shouldn't people be aware of it before they sign a contract with GenuGrow?
I'm under a non-disclosure agreement.
Listen, my parents are using them. That's why I want to know.
How long have they been using them?
A few weeks? I don't know. Took them a while to decide.
We need to speak somewhere else. Meet me in the parking lot. Come in. Oh, sorry for the mess. All my research is here.
It's fine. You should consider digitizing all this.
I'd miss the simplicity of pen and paper. I need to see something. By showing you this, I'm breaking a number of NDAs, so I have to make sure you're not going to spin this around on me.
Scout's honor.
All right, then. I was part of a team of 5 chemists. We selected 100 farms affected by the drought for testing. It was way worse there than it is here, even now. When the seeds were planted, all 100 farms showed signs of growth. So we started selling them to anyone who was interested. I lost track of how much we sold. I kept in contact with a few of the families, which is how we discovered that there were side effects.
Side effects?
If any of the farmers' original crop grew, the natural stuff, it died within a week. And it couldn't have been a natural death. It was too sudden.
What do you mean?
Well, we weren't sure at first. We initially thought it was the soil, but as more and more reports came in from more farms, it seemed that the GenuGrow seeds had taken over. We called them Terminator seeds.
What did you do?
Nothing.
Nothing?
We were all reassigned. They said they wanted to have fresh minds tackle the problem. We were led to believe everything was fixed.
Was it?
I don't know. I haven't been able to find out. This is the best I can do. These plants have gotten equal amounts of sunlight and water. The only difference is 2 of them are natural seeds and 1 is GenuGrow. Guess which?
When did you get these seeds?
The same day they were released. I need to know if these are the seeds they're selling. Can you speak to your parents?
Hello?
Hey, Mom.
Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm fine.
I just wanted to check in on you two, see if things are improving.
It's been great. A complete 180.
That's great. Is Dad there?
No, he's out in the field.
Right. Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Did you lose any of your crop? Not...
The modified stuff. Your original organic crop.
Yeah, just a bit. But nothing we're worried about.
When?
About last week. I mean, it's mostly GenuGrow now. But it's better than anything we were going to get. Why?
No reason. Just curious. I'll call you in a few days.
All right, Harp. Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just checking in.
We're good.
The incumbent president is set to sign an executive order that will enforce environmental regulations previously loosened by President Trump in efforts to curb the...
Did you speak with your parents?
Yes. Are you okay?
I was fired.
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have come to your work.
It doesn't matter. It was a long time coming. I had hoped to stay long enough to collect some evidence, but never mind. Your parents?
It's just like you said. So what does this mean? Does GenuGrow own my parents' farm?
Well, if they signed a contract, then basically. But there's a bit more to it. With the climate the way it is, those seeds are a commodity. They might own a few farms now. How many more is it going to be next year?
It's a monopoly.
It's an incredible amount of influence. Imagine they raise their seed prices tomorrow, so much that farmers can't even afford to keep farming. There'd be mass shortages, food prices would skyrocket, public panic. That's what I'm afraid of.
Is that what happened in India?
I knew those families personally. It was heartbreaking. They were ruined. Some took their own lives. The seed prices dropped back down eventually, but I found out later it was only because GenuGrow had been gifted a hefty donation by the Indian government.
What do we do?
Publish a story. If the public is alerted, GenuGrow's practices can be regulated or even stopped.
Why don't we just go directly to the government? I can't pull this off. I've got zero reputation.
They're the ones paying for it all. Their reputation is as much on the line as GenuGrow's.
I need some tangible evidence to show. Can you get lab reports? A breakdown of the chemicals they use? Proof of money transfers?
That would all be on a computer database. We would need specific clearance that I never had.
Who would?
Do you remember the conversation we had yesterday? I did explicitly say you were fired, correct?
I just wanted to make sure I had cleared out my desk.
You did.
You ushered me out so quickly, I don't believe I had time to collect everything.
You have 10 minutes. I'm fine. If that's all, I'd like to sever our professional ties.
Consider the bridge burnt. Harper, we're good. We don't have much time. I'll show you to the records room, but after that, you're on your own.
All right.
I'll head up to the labs, find the most recent seed samples. Good?
Dave, I'm on my way over right now. Send security to check it out. I think I know who it might be.
You know what you're looking for?
Anything marked with dates from 5 years ago or Project Marathi.
Let's get this done in the next 15, 20 minutes.
What's the deal with security?
There's one guard overnight. They stay in the atrium, but make rounds every hour, so be quick. Use your observational skills.
Ms. Gill?
Alice.
Priya? Hi, Dave? Yes, everything's under control. It's the ex-employee that we deemed a liability. Clearly, we were not wrong.
You've got something on your mind.
How do you know?
You're easy to read.
My father.
What about him?
Wondering what he'd say about all this. Farm.
I think he'd be proud.
Think so?
Sure. He'd be proud of anybody who did what he had to do for his family.
Easy to think that way. It was his farm.
Well, it's ours now. Your dad didn't do things the way we do. But he doesn't have to live in this world. He didn't have to deal with the heat, this drought. We're making it. That's all we can hope for.
Can I help you?
I think you can. Could we come in?
Do I have any say?
Not if you want to keep a lawsuit off your hands.
So, no. Come on in.
We won't be long. We're just here to have a simple conversation. I want to be as transparent as possible with you, Harper. We know you were at our facility last night.
I have no idea what you mean.
If you wanted deniability, you should have changed your clothes.
Then what do you want with me? If you're so sure I was there, then just have me arrested.
Oh, that won't be necessary.
It's easy to explain why a recently fired employee might want to break and enter. It's not so easy to explain why you would.
So we thought we'd pay you a visit.
To what? Buy my silence?
I don't think we need to be that extreme. We're just here to reason with you.
Are you more interested in finding out how much I know?
We simply want to make sure that you have your facts straight.
If you've come here to convince me that what you're doing is right, it's not gonna happen. So I'll stop you before you start reciting your mission statement. I know what you people are about, and it's certainly not the greater good of the public.
What makes you say that?
You're interfering with this country's food supply. That's not to be taken lightly, especially after Project Marathi.
Project Marathi was a mistake on our part. One that we've set out to fix.
Only after you get paid, right?
Not at all. We aim to help people, nothing else.
Then why are you selling the Terminator seeds here?
Lack of time. Farmland is drying up. Action needed to be taken.
You did a good job prepping your counter-arguments.
You're making this company out to be something that it's not. We're trying to help people adapt to the environment, not profit off of it.
I don't believe that.
You have to.
Then why Agreement 1.4a?
That's an incredibly classified document.
That's why I read it. Why sign a deal with the United States?
Simple. Their farms are even worse off than ours.
That was my initial thought. Until I saw what department the deal is signed with. The seeds were sold to the Defense Department as a weapon. The power to cripple any country in the world. So, continue telling me how you're out to do good.
Alice, would you make that call? You know Miss Willets, for a nobody journalist, you certainly landed yourself a tough opponent.
I'm ready for it.
Are you sure? Hi, it's Alice. Could you pull up a contract for me? Thanks. The name is Jackson Willets.
What are you doing?
Your parents signed an agreement with us. They're using our seeds. We're prepared to void it. You know what that would mean.
I barely speak to them. Just leave them alone and deal with me.
We will. We just need you to delete the files and keep quiet.
I can't do that.
You have a choice. We leave and never hear from each other again. You and your family get left alone.
There's no reason to start a public frenzy.
What's your answer, Harper?
My father never embraced change.
Things moved too quickly for him. We were always at odds because of it. I released the story with Sue and Isaac's help. It's ironic to think how excited they were, knowing how things would turn out. GenuGrow spun their side of the story so convincingly, our reputations were completely destroyed. The backlash we faced was immeasurable. I thought releasing that story would help people. Show them the truth, create a more honest way of doing things. But the public wasn't ready to hear it. They were scared of the change. So, they fought back. They just didn't have time to adapt.